I also have to shamelessly promote next week's guest preacher. We heard him speak in New Orleans, and he was incredible. And so the fact that we have him here next week is really, really something special. So you want to make sure to come back and check that out. Also happening next week, I really encourage you to come a little early for worship or stay a little late. We are going to have a volunteer fair, so you can check out all of the amazing things that our church does, both here in the building and out in the community. You can learn what we do, and if you want to sign up to help, that's going to be happening next week, starting at 8:45, and the week after. And those of you who are maybe motivated by candy, there will be a bingo card, and if you visit all the stations, and you can prove that to me with little stickers and a bingo card, we got some pretty sweet candy that we will be passing out as a thank you for checking out our volunteer fair. I also have one more announcement. Speaking of the volunteer fair, there'll be more information about this at the volunteer fair next week, but we need help today at the Damiano Center. Something you may or may not know about our church that we regularly volunteer and feed the hungry at the Damiano Center. We are serving today, and we are short volunteers. So we are looking for 2 to 3 people to help prep the food with Damiano staff from 1:30 to 3:30 this afternoon. There's another shift that actually serves the food from 4:30 to 6:15. No experience is necessary. You'll be working with their staff, but it is a very important ministry to our neighbors, and they do need some extra help today. The Damiano Center is on 2nd Avenue West and 4th Street. And if you need more information, let me know, and I can get you the next one. All right. I think that's all the announcements. Did I miss anything? All right, then to set the tone kind of for our worship service so you know what we're talking about when we're talking about our trip to New Orleans, I'd like to invite Lulu to come forward. She's going to share an overview of our trip and what we did when we were gone.
Good morning. I'm going to share a brief overview of our trip. We started with the Sunday morning worship here at church. Then we drove to Camp Anamia for the evening. We met lots of other people from our northeastern Minnesota center. We had worship with the bishop, communion, a book drive, swam in their lake, sang songs around the campfire, and hung out with the other Lutherans after that. The next morning, we woke up really early to get to the Minneapolis airport. We flew on a plane filled with people we had met at Camp Anamia the night before. When we were in New Orleans, we explored the city, went shopping, saw Jackson Square, rode on a steamboat, competed in a scavenger hunt against the other Lutheran youth, and saw lots of street music and culture. We ate lots of good food like jambalaya, beignets, and even alligator. And we got to experience the ELCA Youth Gathering. The ELCA Youth Gathering was incredible. The whole Smoothie King Center was filled with 16,000 youth and adult Lutherans. Everyone was so friendly, and I now have a new collection of bracelets, pins, and mini Jesuses that were given to me by fellow youth. There was amazing live music, guest speakers, and beautiful performances. We even got to be a part of one of the performances. There were so many guest speakers and remarkable stories. I learned so much about different experiences through faith while listening to the guest speakers. One of the speakers, Jacqueline Bussey, was my favorite. She spoke about her mindset of being an anyways person. This means that even though she lost her husband and felt like she could never find happiness again, she still pushed to find happiness anyways. The ELCA Youth Gathering taught me a lot about my faith. Thank you all for supporting our trip. The theme for the gathering was created to be brave, authentic, free, disruptive disciples. The theme verse was Psalm 139. I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made.
Please stand if you are able for the confession.
Holy God, gather us together as your people. We are created to be brave in the face of our fears. Help us, remind us of your mercy. Hear our broken. days we are afraid to show up. The days we are afraid to speak up. The days we are afraid to welcome someone others have. Times we are afraid to tell our own story or listen to someone else know theirs. The times we are afraid to be honest. The times when we are afraid to challenge what is accepted. The times we are afraid to follow you. Dear friends, God created us to fellowship. Please live in fullness of this love. God offers to you. God's grace is saved from every broken promise, every assumption of privilege, every glorification. In the name of Jesus, whose sins are forgiven.
You may be seated.
I know there's gonna be some brighter days. I swear that love will find you in your pain. I feel it in me like the beating of life in my veins. I know there's gonna be some brighter days. I know there's gonna be some brighter days. Oh, ashes fall from burning dreams. Oh, never lived through times like these. Oh, if you're trying hard to breathe in the dark, in the dark, I know there's gonna be some brighter days. I swear that love will find you in your pain. I feel it in me like the beating of life in my veins. I know there's gonna be some brighter days. I know there's gonna be some brighter days. Oh, if your screams don't make a sound. Oh, if your walls are crashing down. Oh, if your heart just cries too loud all the time. All the time. Whoa, I know there's gonna be some brighter day. I swear that love will find you in your pain. I feel it in me like the beating of life in my veins. I know there's gonna be some brighter days. I know there's gonna be some brighter days.
It is now time for the children's sermon. I'd like to invite all children to please come forward. Good morning. Good morning, good morning. I'm going to switch back so I can see you all. Did any of you see any of those pictures? Did you see some of them? You saw all of them? All right, so the pictures were telling a story. We went on a trip. There was a group of high school students and adults to keep them safe. And we went on a trip to a place called New Orleans. And I have to tell you, it was really, really fun. It was really, really fun. There was all kinds of new things that we could do. There was new food. I ate alligator. Have you ever eaten alligator before? It was my first time. So all these fun people, all these fun experiences, all this really good food. And one thing you need to know, if you ever go on a church trip with me, I made them do homework every single day. They had homework every single day. And this was their homework. Every day, they had to think of 3 good things about their day. And they had to share those 3 good things with the group. And so sometimes we would sit down in a big circle, and we would go around, and we would each share 3 good things about our day. Now, I gotta be totally honest, not everything about the trip was good. It rained a lot. And I'm not talking about like a little sprinkle here, a little sprinkle there. I'm talking thunderstorms, and we were outside walking, and we got soaking wet, and we got so wet even when the rain stopped. Every time I took a step, my shoes would whoosh, whoosh, whoosh with water. And I don't know if you've ever spent any time with teenagers, but when their shoes get wet, they get very stinky. So there were some wet times, there were some stinky times. There was even one night, finally fell asleep. We were in this hotel, and at 4 o'clock in the morning, the fire alarm went off, and we had to evacuate the building, which was very tiring and also, as the adult leader, very scary, but we did a good job. We all made it out okay. So not everything about the trip was good. Not everything about our days are good. Not everything about our lives are good. But when we stop and we challenge ourselves to remember 3 good things, that's a spiritual practice. That's a really good homework assignment. And so, can you all help me? Because it's not good enough that I just gave homework to teenagers. I would like to give homework to every single person here. And just like in school, we're going to do part of the homework here all together, and then they're going to have to take some of it home. Can you help me with that? All right, so we've got tons of paper. I need everybody to grab some paper. We're going to pass out paper. We also need some people to we've got pens and pencils. I need everybody in this room to get a piece of paper. So if we all take a little bit, it shouldn't take too long. Let's go start passing this out. And don't forget, you got to pass out pencils. Do you want to be in charge of paper or pencils? Pencils. All right. Do you want to be in charge of this? Can you go pass these out to everybody? You got even more. You want to pass these out? Everybody needs a homework assignment, and everybody needs something to write with. And as this is happening, congregation, I just want to say, this is not just a homework assignment for teenagers on a church trip. This is a gratitude practice. This is a spiritual practice. Oh, sure, just pass those out first, okay? We're just going to pass them around as much as we can. Now we're going to do the top half of the sheet together, just like you're in my little classroom. And then the bottom half of the sheet is yours to take home. And my challenge is that you will do this homework assignment at some point this week. Now there are many different ways that you can do this. This could be something you do with a group of people, maybe around a dinner table, and everybody shares 3 good things about their day. We definitely did that on our trip. Another thing you could do is turn this into a journaling exercise. Maybe it's something you want to do all by yourself, but stopping and naming 3 good things about your day is a great journaling activity. And I will even confess to you, there were days on the trip when we were just too tired to do this well. And so we had a group text going. And the students texted me 3 good things about their day. So this is even something you can text back and forth if you are a grandparent or a parent with a teenager in your life. You have my permission to text them and say, hey, we've been really busy, haven't checked in a while. Tell me 3 good things about your day. Thank you. Does anybody need a pencil? I'm really making you do this right now, so does anybody need a pencil? Does anybody need a piece of paper? We got it. All right, so we're going to play a little music, and I invite you to take a few minutes to reflect, 3 good things about your day, or because if you just woke up, it could be 3 good things about your week. Let's take a few minutes to stop and reflect and practice this gratitude experience.
Here's my heart, Lord. Here's my heart, Lord. Here's my heart, Lord. Speak what is true. Here's my heart, Lord. Here's my heart, Lord. Here's my heart, Lord. Speak what is true. I am found, I am yours, I am loved, I'm made pure, I have life, I can breathe, I am healed, I am free. Here's my heart, Lord. Here's my heart, Lord. Here's my heart, Lord. Speak what is true. 'Cause I am found, I am yours, I am loved, I'm made pure, I have life, I can breathe, I am healed, I am free. You are strong, you are sure, you are light, you endure, and you are good, always true. You are light, breaking through. Oh, here's my heart, Lord. Here's my heart, Lord. Here's my heart, Lord. Speak what is true. Here's my life, Lord. Here's my life, Lord. Here's my life, Lord. Speak what is true. Speak what is true. Speak what is true.
O Lord, you have searched me and known me. You know when I sit down and when I rise up. You discern my thoughts from far away. You search out my path and my line down, and are acquainted with my ways. Even before a word is on my tongue, O Lord, you know it. Where can I go from your spirit, or where can I flee from your presence? If I ascend to heaven, you are there. If I make my bed, Sheol, you are there. I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Wonderful are your works that I know very well.
Morning. Created to be. That was the theme of the week. Specifically created to be brave, authentic, free, disruptive, disciple. I was confused when I heard these themes. All of my life in school, I was told by my teachers to be somewhat the opposite of this. Sitting in a classroom, I felt like I was forced to not be disruptive. I wasn't really free. And I never felt truly authentic. I just felt like a student. All of these themes, it felt like society was constantly telling me not to. That's what I enjoyed most about this trip. This trip veered away from the cliche themes I've been hearing my whole life about how to be a successful person. In society, you are told that you have to be smart, kind, and respectful to succeed in something. The reality of it is, we all don't have high IQ scores. We may not all be as kind as your grandma sometimes, but we are who we are, and that's perfect. Now, the trip was nothing like I expected. Don't get me wrong, I was still super excited to go, but I figured it would just kind of be a boring trip, learning about faith. It was nothing like that. I was surprised to see the ELCA event staff staying on theme, being brave, authentic, free, and disruptive, which is how things went in the world. They shined a new light on what following and worshiping God is. Whoever said that worshiping God can't be fun? The mass gatherings were like concerts, except they were concerts full of appreciating God and learning new things about what it means to be a disciple. Today, I thought I'd share with you a little bit of what I learned. The first theme was created to be brave. Coming to New Orleans, I thought of bravery as a quality that was only exhibited by certain people. I thought that by being brave, you had to be some sort of knight in shining armor, fighting a dragon to rescue a princess. I certainly didn't think of myself as brave. I was always kind of a quiet kid and never really did anything. Certainly not saving a princess from a dragon. But in reality, we were all knights in shining armors in our own way. We all have our own battles that we are created to do. Instead of rescuing a princess, maybe you're figuring out how to step up and introduce yourself to some new fun foods. Maybe that bravery is ordering food in a new place that you've never tried. These are examples, definitely not something that we face every day. Trust me, bravery happens every day. We are also brave in our everyday life because God created us to do so. We are so brave by fighting each and every day to stay authentic. We are so brave each and every day by fighting to stay happy. We are so brave each and every day by trying to stay true to who we are. That's almost always the fight. The second theme is created to be authentic. This is a word that I think has been given a connotation by society. When I think of being authentic, I think of not being one of those basic things in school. This is another word, however, that we cannot escape. It's truly impossible to not be authentic, because that's what we were created by God to be. So even if you're the basic kid that wears everything else that cool kids wear, you're still authentic in your own way. You know what, too? God still loves you. He loves to nervous you, to happy you, to impress you. He loves you for who you are. My favorite quote of the entire week came from Jacqueline Bussey. She said, "We must see all scars as beauty, because a scar does not form on the dime. A scar means I survived." This was the quote that took an understanding of authenticity to another level. Not only is authenticity on the outside, it's also what we experience on the inside. Not only does a scar mark your body forever, it also marks your soul. But every scar is a celebration that you are a child of God, and you're more than alive by you. The third theme is created to be free. Now this theme was seemingly the most easy to understand, but soon became the hardest to understand. Free can mean so many things, so I asked myself, what does it mean for somebody to be created to be free? Honestly, I still don't understand. The ELCA website says we are created to be free, transformed by the gospel. One of our speakers said that we are created to be free of the burdens of trying to be somebody else. I 100% agree with that. You don't have to try and be somebody we aren't. That's freeing. It feels pretty good to me that you were created to be yourself, nobody else. But I also feel that being created to be free and actually being free are two separate things. So while I believe that humans and disciples are created to be free, I don't think a lot of us are right now. Prejudice and racism still continue to affect the BIPOC community. Mental health still continues to be a huge problem in this world. And wars waging around the world definitely don't make people feel free of certain burdens. It definitely make it harder for them to be transformed by the gospel. These things are happening to them. I believe that we as disciples work on making everyone feel free, support and love our neighbors, so that they can feel good. How do we do that? We are created to be disruptive. This is the theme I was most excited for. I don't think I was ever told to be disruptive in my life. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized exactly how disruptive Jesus was. He never wavered to disrupt what he thought was wrong, correcting stereotypes. There's a stereotype that only the rich can get a blessing from God, because they hate most. The instance goes on. During our accompaniment day, they stuck us into a classroom to learn about advocacy, speaking up for what we believe in, how to do it. And I'm going to be honest, the first two were so boring and I was so tired, I don't really remember what happened. Then came the third group, where we actually started having serious discussions about issues in the world. And just sitting there, talking to peers, about what I thought was the right thing to do. I felt more of a connection with God than anything I had done so far in that week. So, we are truly disciples of God, and we must correct stereotypes we find wrong in the world. We must be disruptive and brave and stand up for things that we think are wrong. We must stand up for people who face injustice in this world. We need to fight for freedom for our neighbors, love them like God loves us. It is possible to make change in the world we love. We are created to be disciples. On the last day, I went to the mass gathering assuming it was going to be the same as before. And as soon as I entered the building, this service was going to be it was a regular church service. It's just a moment you'll never get the opportunity to have in your life, showing the 16,000 people. Anyway, all of these themes come together to represent a single thing. You. You are created to be good. You are created to be honest. You are created to be free. You are created to be disruptive. You are created to be a disciple. You are fearfully and wonderfully. Just by being you, you have all the tools necessary to be a great disciple. No matter how weird people find you, no matter what you look like, no matter your scars, you are created to be you. That's all that matters.
Please stand for the reading of the Gospel.
You are the light of the world. A city built on a hill cannot be hid. People do not light a lamp and put it under the bushel basket. Rather, they put it on the lampstand, and it gives light to all in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father in heaven.
Holy God, create us to be your people. You search us and know us and call us friend. We come this day, the joys and challenges that surround us in this life. Thank you for creating us to be brave in the face of our fears. Hear our prayers, O God.
You welcome us despite our mistakes, missteps, misjudgments, and misunderstandings. You encourage us to reveal our authentic selves so that we may live in the fullness of your created world. Help us to speak when others are silent. Help us to meet the needs of others more. Hear our prayers.
Call us to follow your example of destruction, that we might learn to live better ways and this blessing. Out of your love for us, disrupt the whole systems of corruption, racism, sexism, and greed, so related to us. The recognition of our truth, unity, and each person created. Thank you for creating us to be distributed as justice and equality.
Lord, prepare the
Help us to dream and imagine our lives fully created. Teach us to follow your examples, that in you we are created to be brave, living authentic lives, serving freely, following the footsteps of service, sending us out to be disciples, reflecting your love to all the world.
Alright, in case you haven't heard yet, the 2027 Youth Gathering is going to be here in our home state of Minnesota and hosted by the city of Minneapolis. We are very excited as a congregation and as the youth team, people here, that we are planning to take a group of youth to this next youth gathering. So if you're interested in helping us kickstart our fundraising campaign and investing into this future opportunity for our youth to have a similar experiences to those you just heard, you can find the information about how to give on the back of the yellow insert in the bulletin. So we thank you for your gifts for this last trip, and we hope that you would be generous for this next upcoming group. Thank you.
God, this is the day that we made. You are created in the image of God. You are created to be brave. You are created to be authentic. You
are created to be disruptive at tables where injustice is revealed. May the blessing of God send you forth in the ways of goodness as created in faith and disciples. Go in peace. Love your neighbor.